The only reason most people don't buy a spring-loaded hose reel is that they don't want to screw anything into their house, and then Gardena of Germany contacted me and said they had a brand new hose reel that gave you the benefits of a spring-loaded system, but it didn't need to be mounted to your house, and you put it in the ground, but it didn't require any digging. So this sounded pretty crazy, so I was excited to take a look at this thing and see how it could actually work. This is Gardena's brand new hose reel that screws directly into the ground. Now I did say the word screw, which is really weird when it comes to something that you put into your yard, but that's exactly how this thing works. But what I wanted to know is, was this screw strong enough to keep this thing in the ground even when you're tugging on that hose? And is the hose reel itself even worth the money? Well, let's take a look at how this thing installs, and I can share exactly what I discovered. You get everything you need inside the box, but you do need to assemble just a couple of parts. This portion of the base is the swivel, because you can rotate this reel in any direction. You need to put in 3 screws, and then you're ready to go. Next, you need to decide where you want to put this thing. Now, it doesn't have to be a permanent location because you can just as easily remove it, but you're going to want to locate it near one of your hose taps, and here I want to put it on the corner. This will give me a couple of benefits. I'll be able to swivel that reel around 2 different sides of my house. They include the small cheater hose with the kit, and it also has the quick connectors on the end that Gardena is really famous for. Now, this hose is only 6 feet, so you have to locate it pretty close to a tap, but you could get a longer hose that could connect into your reel if you wanted to locate it further away. Next, we need to install that screw in the ground, and doing this couldn't be easier. You can start it by hand if you want, but once you get a few inches in the ground, you're going to need some help, and fortunately they include this rod. This just slides right through a hole inside the base, and now you can twist it, and it'll go quickly into the ground. Now I'm using it like a T-handle here, but if you need a lot of leverage and you put it into something hard like clay, you can use that rod all the way at the end. Now, one mistake I made here was not reading the directions, because you're supposed to put that screw all the way into the ground. I left it out of the ground a few inches, which is actually good to test it out because that means that this screw will actually be weaker than it would if I correctly installed it. Now once that's in the ground, you're going to slide that collar over it, and there are 2 holes in the bottom. But these don't hold the hose reel in position, which means you can swivel it in any direction. When it comes time for winter, you can just easily lift this hose reel right off the base and store it inside. Now with the hose installed in less than 5 minutes, I've just got to connect my water, and that's easily done using these quick disconnect fittings. And where I installed this is going to be a little tight on that hose, so in the future I'll probably extend that by a couple of feet. Another nice feature is they include a Gardena hose nozzle right in the box.